It's a mighty Metro FM, 23 minutes after 11 a.m. We are finally here. I'm excited for this conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, bringing on a tutoring expert. I've never spoken to a tutor expert before. So that's why the excitement is here. His name is Thobo Khathola. Joining us, Botswana. Ne, Botswana. Aralewa Thobo. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks a lot, Khutso. Really appreciate you having me here.
Listen, we're about to have a conversation, and I see again Getty is really excited for this chat. Career planning for post matric individuals and basically those seeking clarity on their future professional path. And I'm really eager to have this one. It's a perfect time, beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And of course, to you listening right now, do you genuinely have clarity in terms of the structure plan, career plan that you have? Send me your voice notes and perhaps maybe add that advice that you have for matriculants about to head into this big world of careers and career planning, etc. But for now, Towo, how would you describe the career planning process?
Yeah, it's quite robust, it's quite diverse. I think we've seen that the pass rates are quite high, but that gives a really vague um, picture or representation because with the students, they have the admission requirements from the universities. So even if it comes out and says we have an 81% pass rate as South Africa, but even if a student gets more than 40% and it comes on paper as they passed, but they still have to comply with the university admission requirements.
Correct.
And there's a certain level of APS score that they have to get. They have to get certain subjects, a certain minimum for the degree course that they're going to study. So it's a lot that students need to really do the research, go online. If I want to go to XY university that I won't mention the names, make sure that you go there, you download the prospectus, you check what is exactly the minimum requirements for the program you want to do, and just into the university in general.
Now, what steps should one be following in their career planning process, especially those who have perhaps maybe made the wrong decision, finding themselves second guessing where they are now? I'm
Yeah.
not speaking for myself. I'm very happy. Management is listening. I'm very happy. But if somebody is genuinely feeling like they are missing steps in this career planning process, how do they go about it?
So research. Students have to make a thorough research. If I want to be an actuary, like I did actuarial science in my first year, I
Jeez.
had no idea what I was getting myself
Jeez.
into because at the time it was you're good in maths, you can cope, and then we're there first year in the class. I didn't do well. So I ended up going into economics, which is fine for students to not do well in a certain course. It's fine for students to find themselves. So don't feel like you have to make this life altering decision and just be too hard on yourself. Go for that course, do a bit of research. If you are there in your second year and you feel, this is not my thing, there's no problem for you to change. And if you have a tutor like we have, an amazing support for our students, we'll tell them this is what you need to expect. And most of our tutors also, they graduated in those courses. So we've got engineers, we've got actuaries, we've got lawyers. So if you want to go into the legal fraternity and you are not fine being an attorney standing in court and bring up your cases, there are careers around the legal fraternity that don't require you to be standing in a court of law, that you can do some clerical work.
Ladies and gentlemen, in studio, Tobo joining us, of course, talking about career planning for post matric individuals and, of course, you seeking clarity when it comes to your professional path. Any questions that you have, send them over. That WhatsApp number 060-552-7303. In the meantime, just to lift up your spirits a bit, encourage you, Donayam. Come on over. What questions do you have? We've got a tutoring expert in the building. WhatsApp line 060-552-7303. We're joined by tutoring expert Thobo. And of course, this is a conversation for you. If you need answers, assistance, advice, or just direction, why don't you send us your voice notes? Before we get into the voice notes, Thobo, how do we know that we are in the right studying field for the sort of path that we'd like to follow? And I like how you mentioned how you went for this study path, but your career is very
Yeah.
different from what you're doing. But the realities of that, once again, because I think maybe a mother's listening, the kind of
Yeah.
pressures that we also get from family to follow particular career paths.
Yeah, yeah. We do get a lot of pressure, and we need to be cognizant that the job market is changing. We're in an ever-changing job market.
Yeah.
I did a study. I was actually going over a report of a study that was done that most of the students will start their first year, and by the time they graduate, no, by the second year of studies, their job is redundant. And they've been doing those. The universities have been doing those redundancy studies to check that which courses. I'll give an example. There's a
Please.
there's subject that we've been tutoring in IGCSE called development studies, and the last syllabus that was written was 2019 to 2020, and on 2020 Cambridge released a memo to say that they are stopping that subject because they've done a redundancy search to see that it's no longer marketable. Like where you go, because most of those jobs are being taken over by systems and by robots. So they've put another course called travel and tourism, that is where things are actually going. So we as students have to check these redundancy articles and see if the course that we're doing is it marketable, but also match it with your passion. It's something that you're really trying to seesaw effect to say, well, the course is marketable, but is it something that I'm passionate about, or is it something that I'm passionate about that I'm not going to get a job?
100%. Last question on my side. How does one plan if you don't have a passion for any particular path? I don't.
I didn't expect that question. What? Come
No,
on.
come on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is it a tough one to
No, it's
answer?
not a tough one, but I just didn't expect it.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
But the thing is, we think of work as something that you do when you go to school. Like, there are things that we can do with your hands, there are things that you are really passionate about. But let me give an example. My mom makes the best ginger ever. Like, if there are weddings, if there are funerals, if there are parties, that ginger will change your life. And that is like, she knows how much sugar to put in, how much ginger. Like, she'll write the recipe, you'll get it wrong. And people will always say, we want Mama Thobo to make that ginger. That is the skill that God has given her, that she can turn that into a business.
Amen.
And it can be flourishing because people are going to prefer that over other people's ginger. So don't think of work as your 9 to 5 office work. Am I going to be an accountant, a lawyer? There are things that God has given you. You're maybe a sports person, you play tennis, you're good. That is where your skill or your talent is. So don't think of job as that.
Well answered, Tobo. Well answered. Here are the voice notes. Take a listen.
Good morning, Khutso and your team and the gentleman in studio.
Morning.
I have a question.
Sure.
I'm so glad that you brought him in. How does one gracefully withdraw from an interview?
Ooh.
Because I feel that this position is really not for me, and I'll be doing myself injustice and the company injustice if I go ahead
Yeah.
with the interview. And would that now affect my future prospects of them ever hiring me again? Or yeah, it's anonymous from Cape Town.
Love that question from Anonymous out in Cape Town.
Yeah,
Tobo?
yeah. Well, there's two things that can happen. Looking at your situation, you might go through with the interview, but express to your HR that this is not the field. Of course, you'll tell them that you really need a job, but you've hired me as an accountant, but I'm a pretty awesome salesperson. So those are the issues or the conversations that you can have with your HR officer. But the thing is, mental health, guys, it's so important. Take care of your mental health. If you are working a job and you really don't feel the intuition, the mental health, the growth, protect your mental health. I know it's tough, for you to leave that interview, but God will bless you with something else. But try to keep your mental health, keep yourself in the right mental space, and probably it's not as bad as you think. Go there, work for a month, see how it goes. You can always serve notice.
Next voice note. Morning. Yes. Papa. Thank you very much. Last voice note.
Morning, Khutso and Breakaway team.
Morning.
So, the guy spoke about the legal fraternity.
Mm.
In that journey, I'm doing my third year this year in LLB Bachelor's Degree of Law,
Nice.
and I'm looking forward to gain more of an experience into the legal fair, the legal area. So, I would like to know more of what kind of an exposure should I embark on this year
Mm.
since I've updated my CV and then I'm busy sending my emails
That's a good one.
since I'm not working at the moment. So I would like to know what should I improve on my CV, what should I add,
Mm.
and something that will be relevant to the field. But just like you said, going to the court, it is not something that I'm looking forward to, but to do something that is quite relevant to the legal profession. How can you advise me? Thank you.
Beautiful question.
Yeah.
Tobo?
Right. So get a tutor. I mean, get a tutor with us. We've got so many tutors. That's the answer. Because the thing is with our tutors, it just goes beyond the tutoring. So you may be failing that LLB course year one, but if you get a tutor, he's also able to walk you through it. We have students who have done BCom law and want to now get to LLB,
Sure.
and just that transition. What does it mean? Like in the real world, the university will sell you whatever pitch, but somebody who's on the ground will tell you that I did this. This is how it worked for me. And if you want to get a tutor, you can just get my number 0737759305. Drop me a WhatsApp. I will connect you with the right tutor, the right mentor, so that they can just take you through this journey and see if this is really your strength. We also have psychometric tests that we run for our students. So if you book me, I can just come to your place. I've got my computer there. We do the psychometric test. It's an online-based test. It will give you the results to say this is where your strengths are. Is this the right career path that you're doing?
Geez, we've got so many questions. I think let me play this last one.
Hi, Togo and Tuto.
Oh,
I would like to be anonymous. So, on 2021, I passed my matric with bachelor to distinction.
nice.
It's
And
good.
during that
Good.
interview,
Well done.
took a wrong decision by studying diploma. I'm doing diploma in business administration. So,
Yeah.
I'd like to know what's my future professional path.
This is a chat many of us had when
yeah.
that diploma
Yeah.
discussion, but you passed with the back. Yeah, talk to us, Tobo.
Do that diploma, see it through. You've already started. What's there to lose? Nail it. You got distinctions, well done. Nail that diploma. You're going to get credited for your degree.
Correct.
So the university is going to say, you've got these credits, you don't have to do these courses, you can move on, and maybe your degree is going to be shorter.
All right, Tobo, we're going to leave it right there. If there's anyone that would like to reach out to you, where can they reach out, get assistance, and get a tutor?
Yeah, it's Lion Tutoring, all socials, TikTok. We even have a YouTube channel. Just say @Lion Tutoring. My number again, 0737759305. That's my number.
Hey,
I'll
that was
talk to
fast.
you.
Tobo, hey.
0737759305. 0737759305. Yeah, that's my personal number. I'll make sure I connect you to the right people. We have 300 employees all across Gauteng and Gaborone. So I'll make sure that you are connected to the right tutor.
Thank you so much.